So then we start talking about North Africa. Well, where is North Africa? Well, that's in that place we go. That's where Morocco
Can you
is.
see it, Diva?
Why is this North Africa? Why is it not South Africa? What's happening with South Africa? Why South Africa can't be a part of the white people too? But we know those are all melanated groups that I just named. Europe, which is the original, it said original peoples of Europe. Those are melanated folks. Okay. Middle East, those were melanated folks. North Africa, those were melanated folks. And that's all the people who used to call themselves white. Now, I'm going to go back to black because I need y'all to understand something.
Yeah, I did, but I might need to go back a little bit more.
Again, I say to you that those black people who were being brought over here,
okay, we're going to go back to
they were coming from what we know as East. Middle East. Y'all know what Middle East is? That's where the Hebrews come from, or the Israelites. The Israelites. Those melanated folks. So then we start talking about North Africa. Well,
Can I do what?
North Africa? Well, that's in that place we go. That's where Morocco is. Why is this North Africa? Why is it not South Africa? What happened?
Can I intro? Yeah, just basically let people know. Hello, people. We're back. Hello. Back. We were interrupted for some odd reason, and so we just had to put the video back on. We're doing a live playback of Diva Lyri's Status Misconception, dealing with Form SF-181. We're live here on Clubhouse and on Facebook. And we thank you all, wherever you are, for taking time out of your day to join us. I'm going to rewind it a bit and we'll resume play here in just a moment. Ask any questions in the comments section, or any comments are already welcome. If you're in the Clubhouse, be sure to raise your hand. We'll bring you up to the stage and allow you to speak after the video. And thank you again for joining us. Have your pens and your notebooks handy and pay attention. Thanks, Diva.
Melanated people. There was Jews. Those were melanated folks.
I'm gonna go back a little bit further.
The original Jews, they were melanated. We're talking about, see, y'all know they're like, what, the Indo-Europeans.
Okay, right there, you
they're
guys.
They're talking about Albanians now, but the original Europeans were melanated. Okay. Who were the original Europeans? You're talking about Moors of Morocco, Tunis, Algiers, Tripoli. You're talking about British Moors. You're talking about all melanated people. There was Jews. Those were melanated folks. The original Jews, they were melanated. So now, okay, it says that's Europe. It says the Middle East. Middle East. Y'all know what Middle East is? That's where the Hebrews come from, or the Israelites. The Israelites. Those melanated folks. So then we start talking about North Africa. Well, where is North Africa? Well, that's in that place we go. That's where Morocco is. Why is this North Africa? Why is it not South Africa? What's happening with South Africa? Why South Africa can't be a part of the white people too? Well, we know those are all melanated groups that I just named. Europe, which is the original, it said original peoples of Europe. Those are melanated folks. Middle East, those were melanated folks. North Africa, those were melanated folks. And that's all the people who used to call themselves white. Now, I'm going to go back to black, because I need y'all to understand something. Again, I say to you that those black people who were being brought over here, they were coming from what we know as Europe today. And they were being called African, and they were being called black. The Albion had the title black, and then it got switched around, and you start taking on the term black. But of all of this list, all of these nations that I've named, did y'all notice something was missing? Somebody wasn't named on this list. Did anybody notice that? If you have questions, put your questions in the comments section so I can answer before I get out of here. Let's talk about who's not on the list. Did y'all notice that the Albion's name is not on this list? Their area is not on this list. Did you see anything coming from Sicily, Ireland, Germany, uh, um, or any of the other ones? What are they called? Scottish? Because when Ireland, they used to call themselves by the place where they're from. They didn't. That just started 70 years ago. They would yeah, I'm Scottish or I'm from Irish, and that's what they would call themselves. All right, they would claim where they were from, but then they start calling themselves white, which is what the Moors were originally calling themselves. And let me go back to the term white, because what you want to understand under the term white is that white, again, is still a person, but it's dealing with people who are not of this land. Once again, white deals with people who are not of the land. Europe, Middle East, North Africa, not of this land. Well, I gotta hold myself in this chair. Let me put my seatbelt on because somebody ain't getting what I'm saying. All right, let me go on. We understand in this people. All right, these are persons. And then when we start talking about status, these are fictitious entities. And again, if you're claiming these titles, like I said, white, and you're claiming the title black, you're claiming to not have any entitlement to this land. You're saying you're not from here. And so if you declare both of them, okay, I'm an American Indian, I'm a black, and I'm a white. Okay, all right. But you know what? I have melanated people who are real quick to say, and I want to say this too before I go on to my Albions and other people who are watching. This is not a diss. This is not a diss. All right, I need to make notes because I don't want to forget what I'm saying. This is not a diss. We just got to clear this history up because a lot of things are coming to pass. And why is it that I'm bringing up the fact that white is the Albion is not included on this list? Because first of all, they were, again, according to my research, they were not supposed to ever be citizens of the United States of America. They were not. There was a group of so-called quote unquote Indians who were above the Constitution because it's their land, and they chose not to be a part of the United States of America, and they were not to be taxed. Then there was these quote unquote Indians, which is these people running around calling themselves Black and African American, who chose to be a part of the colonies and the United States of America, and so they would be taxed. These are the ones who are supposed to be calling themselves American Indian and getting the benefits that go to them on this land. Okay? And then there was a group of people who were never supposed to be citizens. Why? To my Albion people, again, this is not a diss, but the original people knew that they were not fully human. They were mixed with the troglodyte, Negro, monkey, Negro that some of y'all keep trying to call yourself, which was really applied to the Albion originally. Again, when we go back to these forms, we start to see history. Because, see, I missed this. I missed this. If it wasn't for a client that was, well, what about seven? I was like, let me look at this form and look at this. Just pop right out. Pop right out to me because I'm understanding this game now. They're not even included on this form because they were never supposed to be citizens of the United States of America. And I talk about this, what they were mixed with, but the ancestors knew that, and that was a part of the agreement. This is why we get into this. This is why you had that whole war where it was a fight between the Civil War. That's what it was. This fight against about the slaves. Y'all keep thinking every time they say the term slave, y'all keep thinking melanated people with some neck chains and some wrist bracelets. No, that's not that's what they put in your mind. But those weren't the original slaves, and there was a large number of Albion slaves at the time of the Civil War. A large number of them. And so y'all are not getting it. We're not getting it. We're going to get it, though. We're getting it. We're starting to understand it. And these pieces are coming together. But they were never supposed to be citizens. And that was the fight. because all of these Moors, then they started kidnapping Albions and telling them, hey, because they were tricking them. We're gonna bring you over to the new land, and you're gonna serve your sick, because they were bringing prisoners or thieves and rapists and murderers over here, the Albions, and they were tricking them, telling them, hey, if you come over here and serve your time here, then we're gonna give you citizenship. Well, they get over here and it's like, no, you can't have citizenship. All right. Well, then it's a fight. Because it's like you told me if I serve my sentence over here, I can have freedom. Okay. That comes a fight. And so also, I'm gonna say this real quick because I'm gonna have to do a breakdown. It's gonna be a whole session on that 3/5 clause, and y'all need to read that clause. It doesn't say nothing about no black, Negro, slave. It don't even use the term slave. It don't say melanated folks. None of that. Y'all need to read it. What that clause is not talking about black people. These are black leaders. Talking about, the 3/5 clause says we 3/5 of a human being. No, it don't. Readers. All right. Let me say what it says real quick because I want to move on with this. I'm hoping a brother will join me, pretty soon because he's a Moor, and we had a good conversation. I appreciate that brother and his demeanor, and I hope he joins me so that we can go over this. But getting back, let me finish up with this 3/5 clause so I can get back into this. The 3/5 clause basically is talking about who is going to be represented. All right. And it mentions several groups. It mentions several groups. It says, okay, the group of Indians that are untaxed. That was the melanated people who chose not to be a part of the United States of America. All right. Then it talks about the ones that are taxed. These melanated people who did choose to be a part of North America. Okay. It talks about a couple of other groups. Oh, the ones that are taxed. And then it says, once it gets down through all these little groups, and it says, and then everybody else is 3/5 of a person. Now let's understand why that clause came to be. All right, there was this fight between the North and the South about, hey, because the South wanted to say, hey, we're going to declare our slaves as people so that they can vote. We want them to be citizens so they can vote. And again, there was this fight. They were never supposed to be citizens because the vast majority of them were Albions. They were Albions. That was the fight. It wasn't about just melanated people. It was both because the Moors had started enslaving melanated people as well. The original Americans, they started enslaving them. And so then when the Spaniards came in, they took everybody, including the Moors, and made them slaves too. But there was a lot of Albions who were slaves as well. And so the thing was, these people wanted to claim that their slaves were full citizens, and the deal was no. In the North, they was like, no, because then y'all will have more control. You'll have too much control. And so that was the fight. It's like, okay, well, all right, somebody came up with a middle way. Okay, we'll just let them be 3/5. And it was the slaves. They didn't even use the term slaves in that clause. But it just said everybody else. Everybody else who's not an indentured servant is going to be 3/5. And y'all just assume it was you. Well, the Albion, there was a lot of Albion slaves. A lot. And so y'all need to go back and understand that. Go read the clause and stop letting these black leaders tell you something different. Read. Just like I had to read this again and found it out. Let me go through this because all of these, again, regardless of which one you choose, they're talking about a dead fictitious entity. And I'm not telling you not to fill this form out. Go ahead and fill the form out. But when you're talking about walking as a sovereign, this right here don't have nothing to do with this. This is just determining how big a piece of the pie that you already own you're going to get. When your mother filled out that birth certificate, you have an estate. She created an estate for you. She made the United States Corporation trustee over your estate. Now, when you fill this out, this is just going to determine, oh, okay, they're American Indian. All right, we're going to give them we're going to give them some crust and some We're gonna get them some little bit of piece of the apple part down in here. We're gonna get them a little bit. Here y'all go. All right, go over there and sit down. All right, that's what y'all get. Now, if you white, white, we're gonna get them some, some crust and and we'll get them a little bit of the strip on the top, maybe some sugar in there. All right, now y'all go sit down. That's white. Now, black, you might get a little piece of the crust, and you're gonna be treated like the black sheep. That's what you're getting. This is what that deals with. Now, when you're standing as a sovereign and you're talking about a true declaration of sovereignty, you don't need to be claiming none of these titles on your declaration. None of them. You can make up a title. I don't give a damn if you call yourself Bucket Booty the Boo on that damn declaration and declare what it is and define it. That's better than claiming anything on this damn form. I'm just telling you. Because these are declarations under their government. These are declarations under their government. You make your own government and declare who you are. You don't want to be using their titles. I mean, you can. I'm just telling you, like when you say, I'm American Indian, you see it right here on the damn form. That's their title. Make your own. Everybody, just like I was talking to this morning, he's like, everybody has a right to declare their nationality. He's right. Yes, you do. Claim your own. Be careful about claiming their titles because you are throwing yourself back up under their jurisdiction. All right, let me see if I have any questions here. I don't even know am I still running? Oh, I am. Let me see. All right, I've been running for just 4 minutes, 32 minutes. Okay. Let me see if I have any questions. Hopefully my brother will call in, my Moorish friend that I just met. And because again, this is not about debate. He's like, I don't want to debate. Yeah, this is not about a debate. I just want him to give his perspective because I want to go in on some other things while I'm on this session. Islam Empress. Hello, Elwood. Sean, Robert, hello. Omega, why it doesn't say white American, European, Caucasian? Yeah, well, because they weren't supposed to be citizens. Omega, they weren't. And this is not a diss to my Albion. Listen, I love the Albion. Okay, I love the Moor. I love the Christian. I love y'all. All right, so it doesn't matter about that. But I got to tell the truth about this history. All right, we got to tell the truth about what's going on. And so if we're not going to do that, we can't ever. Y'all keep talking about we're going to stand together. You can't have that when you're standing on lies. I can't have it. Now you can have it, but we see it's not working. So until we get past the lies and we have truth of what's really going on, there's not going to be no unity. All right, Gladys. Hola, Gladys in Espanol. Legalese to noun, person, place, or thing. We know black was a thing known as property. All right, yeah. Pale or knit white. Pale people or knit. Okay. I was looking to see if I have any questions here. Let's see, what is that? Pale or dead in the eyes of the law. Yes. Omega. Brian. Hello, Brian. Funky spin. Credit for your interest and well-being in jurisdiction. Fight to compensation for public use. Okay. Y'all check out my brother Omega. He's good at this law stuff. So
Diva. Diva? Yes. Jeffel and Giles asked if the Albion, if they're human or not. According to my research, a lot of them, what research or science say that they're, most of them have 72% human DNA. And so that's just what my research shows is that when they do a blood test on them, that they'll get, 17% of non-human DNA. So that's just, again, my research. Okay. You do your research, and then that's when you can determine whether or not it is real. But of course, according to all the research that I do, that's just what I find. before about there's certain phenomena that you'll find in lighter skinned beings that you won't find in darker skinned beings like the tail. And that comes because there's the melanin or the carbon in the cells won't allow certain things, like a splicing of genes. The carbon in the cell won't allow that. Whereas when you make it a lighter being, then you're allowed to splice and do some of those other things with other beings that are not allowed in darker skinned beings. Okay. Thank you for that. You're welcome. Okay, back to the video. See if there's some more questions. We have about still about 30 minutes left. So we'll go back to the video. Do ask away. Jefflin, I hope we answered your question. Thank you for joining us.
African derives from Scorpio Africanus. All right. Break it on down. That's right, Tisa. I'm gonna break it down. All right, the red man is our original caveman. All right, y'all stop wrong with man. Negative about our folks. They our folks. They come from us now. So y'all can speak bad about your people all you want. They our people. They come from us. So, all right, let's be real. People can't call themselves Moors because Moor means black in Latin. So if they say they're black, same thing. Okay, I'm gonna say this, Brian, Pete. Thank you, brother. Let me say this. This is why I told y'all. I just told y'all what the term white means, and this is what the Moors were calling themselves. These are people of another land. Now, when you are calling yourself Moor, you're saying, because Moor, you can find this in the Peace and Friendship Treaty. Moor dealt with people from Morocco. That's a foreign land. So when you say I'm Moorish American, you might as well say I'm African American. Same thing. You don't have entitlement to the land. That's what it means. All right, Charles, what's going on? Charles, let's see here. How far is Middle East from the Middle West or Middle North? Omega, your guess is good as mine. Tell me. Let's put it down here. We're building. Marshall, Moors are blacks, but the word Moor does not mean black. I agree, Marshall. Moor is a verb that deals with a job done on a ship. So we're talking about mooring. Look up mooring, Mooring and Moored. It means a job done on a ship. The term was originally applied to Albions and non-melanated people, or actually, excuse me, it was applied to people who worked on the ship. Excuse me. And let me tell you this: it didn't matter about your color. It didn't matter about your color or none of that. And this is why I'm gonna tell you, talk to Moors, and they'll tell you themselves, oh yeah, there were Albion Moors. Well, if there were Albion Moors, how the hell are you telling me this term had anything to do with skin color? Well, it didn't, because it originally had to do with sailors, the vast majority of which were melanated. And when they start coming into the land, and they were being robbers and thieves and barbaric people, they were given this title, and they started applying that title to most melanated people. It's not a term of endearment. It's not. But if y'all want to use it that way, okay, it's just like the word nigger. Y'all want to use nigger. Nigger it means neighbor, and it's a good thing, and it means king, okay. But then you have a problem with the Albion calling you that. But years from now, you have Albions calling themselves niggers. And we won't understand where this term came from. But I'm telling you, it was not a term of endearment. Then the term nigger is a term of endearment. All right, exactly what I said a few years ago. All right, Terry, hello. Sandu, you can't claim sovereignty as an individual. Thank you, Sandu. Sandu has made an incorrect statement, and let's get on this. You can't claim sovereignty as an individual. Wrong. And let me tell you why. Because the only one who has sovereignty are humans. A dead fictitious corporation can't have sovereignty. Period. Sovereignty means you are a master of self. Sovereignty means you have a jurisdiction over whatever territory. This is a territory. All right. Are you trying to suggest that I don't have sovereignty over my territory? I'm a sovereign all by myself. So y'all gotta understand this game. When you hear people say this, they're thinking that, first of all, let me tell you something. You are made up of every element of the planet. Every element of this planet. All right? As that means you are walking land. You are a territory. You are a state, in fact. And they say this in their documentation. They tell you who they are, who you are. They keep saying the states. And you're thinking they're talking about the state of Georgia, the state of, no, they're talking about the state of Diva Lyri, the state of Samuel, the state of Omega. We just don't know to claim it. You don't claim you're a state. You don't walk like you're a state. And so they don't treat you like you are a state. They don't treat you like you're sovereign because you don't stand like you're sovereign. You understand, Sandu? The other thing, people think you got to have a whole bunch of people to be a nation. Wrong. Let me tell you something. I am made up of many different spiritual entities. I am a full nation all by myself. And they know this. But we don't know to claim it because they told us you got to have a whole bunch of people to be a nation. I'm a nation. I'm a state, in fact. All right? So what do you have to have a nation? All right, let's talk about it. A flag, a seal, a constitution, a bank, a landmass. All right, I got a flag, I got a seal, I got a constitution, I got a landmass right here. All right, am I a bank? I can sign. I'm a walking bank. I am a nation. All right, let me get back to these comments so I can, because I got something else. Brother, if you're going to call me, call me. So let's do this thing. Why should we fear or feel we need their acceptance from the government? From their government point of view, their government is de facto. Omega, I'm going to send you lunch. I'm going to send you lunch. I want you to hit me in the inbox. I'm buying you lunch. All right, brother. Let me tell you something. That's been my point from the beginning. When I first got into this sovereignty thing and trying to understand what was going on and declaring my sovereignty, I had people telling me, and I knew that the United States Corporation is a fraudulent corporation created to take over the original United States of America republic. And they're doing so. And nobody is seeming to be clear on this. So my thing was, now I want to declare my sovereignty. Well, how do I do that? What do I need to do? Somebody kept telling me you need to go through United States and then get a number from them, and then they'll declare that you're sovereign. You understand, when you're declaring you're sovereign, you're saying you're a God, right? You're saying that you are a God-like entity. You have a sovereignty. You're a master of self. So you want me to go through a dead, fictitious, fraudulent corporate entity to declare that I am a God? I got to get something down here to tell me, to declare and validate me as a God that I am? Really? That doesn't even make logical sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. I am a God, and then I don't have to go through an entity down here to give me a validation of who I am. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell these entities, all these entities down here, who I am. So when I tell one of them, everybody got to get the point. So I'm going to tell you, and everybody needs to understand that I am here. I'm not asking for your permission. I'm telling you who I am.
Welcome. Thank you, Omega.
Let me finish. No, let me get back. I need to get back to this. Maybe my brother called me. And I'm going to try to get through these comments before I get off of here. Thank you all for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. We're finishing up. We're going over this SF8181 form and what the deal is with it and how it really goes into some hidden information that I had overlooked. How can you have this governmental form and it doesn't even include the Albion or any of their places as far as having a status within this system? Woo! That's huge. That's huge. because they were never supposed to be citizens in the first place. And that's a piece to my puzzle as far as this historical documentation goes, because it clearly shows that they were never supposed to be citizens. And then this is evidence of it. This is just clear evidence. All right. So they decide to take the term white, and then we give them the term white by keep continuously calling them white, and then we take their term black, and then we want to be mad because, and we're calling ourselves descendants of the slaves. What's this ADOS descendant? And they claim, let me tell you something, don't speak for me. Speak for yourself. And like people be trying to ask me, well, what should we call ourselves? Look, I'm not here to tell you or lead you. You call yourself what you want. Do your research. But all this stuff about, oh, we Adolf, we descendants of the slaves. I know descendants of those slaves because the slaves were Albions. I'm a descendant of the original Americans. All right, let me get back to this. If y'all have any more questions, please put them in. I'll try to get them before I get out of here. All right. So, American passport. Now, this is the thing. I was talking to the brother about passports. Now, there is an organization that has, and he spoke about this in the thread. I'm going to post that thread so that you can get to it. And once again, thank everybody for joining me. If that brother's going to call me brother, I won't say your name, but you know who I'm talking about. Call me. All right. It's not going to be a debate. It's all love. I love you, my Morris brother. But we talked about how there's a sister who has helped people get passports under her declared nation, Moorish nation, and that's good. That's beautiful because we can do that ourselves, which is what I've done. We can declare our own nation and our own passports. And the thing is, though, that you're going to get people who give pushback. I think North America is trying to say that they won't accept certain passports, and other countries try to say they won't accept other passports. And as we get into the knowledge that we have the right to declare our own nation and to declare our own status, then they're going to have to accept our passports. I don't give a damn if it's a damn picture that I stuck on here with some Elmer's glue and wrote crayon in my nationality. And I don't give a damn what it is. They're going to have to start accepting it. When I declare who I am, that's who I say that I am. And they don't have the right to stop you at a border. So what I'm saying to you is that we were talking about these passports and his whole idea. Let me go back to what he was saying. Because one of the things he was saying some things. Everyone has the right to choose their own nationality. Yes, I totally agree. And he said if everyone would organize. Let me say this to you. This is one of my biggest things. Everybody would think that we're going to come under a nation. The problem is, and I need y'all to pay attention, okay? I'm not telling you not to correct this SF-181. Go correct it, that's fine. But you need to understand what you're doing, because a lot of people say, I'm going to declare white. Well, you understand, white means you're not from here. I just showed it. Did I read it carefully? I just showed you. It means you ain't from here. All right? You know what black means. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm not telling you not to correct that. Fine, correct it. And you can also make your own box on there and declare something else. But you need to understand that when you're talking about standing as a sovereign, has nothing to do with your nationality or who you are as a sovereign, rather. That's your nationality is what you declare. All right. And if you're declaring something on that form, I'm going to encourage you to change your declaration. I'm not telling you to, I'm saying think twice about that declaration. And even if you have to make up something, that's fine. Define it, because you got to understand when you make a declaration and you put it on public record, it becomes law that must be respected by every other corporation on the planet. By law. All right. So you want to know what you're declaring, and again, just be knowledgeable. So understand this: when you're talking about coming up under somebody's group or nation, if you're standing ignorantly, you will be devoured. If you don't know these true laws, you will be devoured. That's just point blank and period. That's always how it is. That's always how it has been. You can't stand ignorantly. So we're talking about all these nation building. Well, we come together. Well, the Moorish Science Temple came together. Uh, Nation of Islam came together. NAACP folks came together. Black Caucus came together. The Christians came together. They got a big society. Oh, who else came together? All kind of nations came together. Um, but we still don't have our own passports. Why has everything got to come through the United States Corporation? You understand? What I'm saying is that we have to learn who we are, and if you're standing ignorantly under anybody, any group, then you will be devoured. You're not really standing as who you are. And so I respect what this person has done, who's issuing these passports, but what y'all want to understand who's going under her. What you want to understand is that's her nation. She's gonna say, "Oh no, it's all of our nation, Lord." All right, I bet you if you don't know the laws, you're gonna get devoured. I bet you if you're trying to stand ignorantly, you will be devoured. You must know these laws, and if you don't, then get yourself somewhere. And again, when we're up under these religions and these religious corporations and organizations, and we're not studying for ourselves, this is when we get ourselves in trouble. All right, let me finish up here on with this brother, and then I'm gonna check these messages, and then I'm gonna get out of here because my little Moorish friend didn't want to contact me. Moorish American is not a nationality. Yeah, no, it's not. All right, let me get on this. Uh, Moorish American. I'm gonna talk about real quick, and then I'm gonna close this up after I check for these questions. There's the Moorish Science Temple, all right, and the Moorish Science Temple is incorporated. Now, anything that's incorporated cannot be a sovereign entity. Why? Because it's sitting up under the United States corporation. This is a foreign corporation that doesn't have anything to do with the Americas at all. It's owned by Britain. All right. Then there's the United States of America, and it is a republic. All right. So here's the deal. But when people incorporate, they incorporate up under here, not under the United States of America. They incorporate under here. So they incorporate on the state of this, the state of that. All of those are corporations that are right up under here. When you incorporate up under a corporation, then you're a slave of a slave of a slave. All right. So you've got the Moorish Science Temple of America incorporated up under the United States Corporation. And they've also, again, on their form, Moorish American, more. And not only is it on their documentation, it's also on the Peace and Friendship Treaty, which stands above the Constitution. So you got two documents here. The Peace and Friendship Treaty is still standing and it stands above the Constitution, which is declaring what a Moor is. And then you got Moorish Science Temple of America, which is over here under the United States. And again, these are foreign corporations. The United States corporation is foreign. The treaty between Morocco and the United States again being foreign, and then Morocco being foreign. Okay, y'all not understanding what I'm saying. So let me break it down. All right. When they incorporate up under the United States Corporation, the corporation is a foreign corporation owned by Britain. And so when you incorporate up under them, you can't, first of all, you can't be a nation because you're under a dead fictitious entity. A nation is a living, breathing entity, meaning that the people are the ones who make the rules and the laws. That's why the United States of America was a nation. It kind of still is a nation, but we don't know that because it's been run right now by the United States of America, which is a foreign corporation. All right. So now, with the Moorish American and Moor title, all right, those are coined up under those corporations. Well, when you got the Moorish Science Temple of America coining that term, and it's sitting over here under the United States Corporation, and then you up under the Moorish Science Temple as a Moor, well, guess what? You thought you was running from the United States. You put yourself right back up under the United States right here. That's where you are. And so what I'm telling you is I'm not saying don't declare more, declare whatever you want. Have knowledge of what's going on and have knowledge of self. And so if you know that every declare and what not to declare. I'm saying know the laws. All right. So I just told you. And then there's a Moorish Science Temple, supposedly, a Moorish organization and groups that are not incorporated. That's fine. And if they're able to issue you a passport, which I was asking that brother, and I have yet, and I've asked this question over and over again. If they have the ability to issue a passport, good. But I'm telling you that it's likely that it's going to have a hard time, and that's okay if people are trying to not accept it. Because I respect that passport. I'm gonna respect the passport that doesn't say United States anything. I don't care if you have to fight for it. We're gonna fight because this passport is what I declared, and it should be accepted wherever I go. But I'm just telling you to know what you're signing up for, know who you're standing under, and try not to stand under nobody. When the only person who wants to stand under is God. I told you I'm going to drop those laws, the hierarchy of laws, universal law, laws of maxim. This is what you want to stand under God. All those laws come straight from the Bible. That's what you want to be standing. You don't want to be standing under man and all this other stuff. You want to stand under God. All right. I'm going to take some questions and then I'm going to try to get out of here. To my brother who didn't call me. I'm so mad at you. Why y'all say y'all going to call and y'all don't never call? What's up? All right, let me see. Hello, Jael. Probably mad at me. I see I got a lot of comments in here. I'm going to try to get through them in the next 5 minutes. More civilized Europe. I am led. Wait. I am led to believe that white people came from the separation of Pangea due to climate. Okay. I won't go into this on this session, but yeah. Even aliens are our humans, our human ancestors who advanced. Yes. Well, Omega Black is just all through. Hello, Omega. Sandu, sovereignty lies with what? Within the people. Yeah. Sovereignty lies within the people, Sandu. But you just said it right there. If it lies within the people, then it lies within the people. I'm a people, not a person, but a people. I'm a people, not a person. Y'all know the difference. Yes. Hello, Jael. Let me see who else. Each being spirit is sovereign. Thank you, Jai. Peace. Carolingo. Language necessary. Let me see. I'm just looking through here to see. I'm going to get out of here in about 4 minutes. But I just want to see if anybody has some questions that I can answer before I get out of here. Dealing with this subject and this topic. They are on their Black equals a person having origins in any Black racial groups of Africa. Now name one. Yeah, well, you can't. What the Albion? That's who was that saying that? Sandu, yeah, the Albion, because that's where they come from. Again, Europe was originally Africa, and they were called Africans. Peace. Who's that? All right, I'm just checking these notes, and I'm going to get out of here in a few minutes. We as a nation need to land a military. No, we don't. We got one. That's the federal government. I'm going to talk about that soon too. You all don't have to fight. Listen, good. Thank you, Omega, with all of your points. Y'all don't need to fight with weapons and guns and all of this. Your weapon is right here. Your pen. I got a real big pen too. It's a big pen. It got 4 colors on it. All right, this is your weapon. Pen is mightier than the sword. Also, your spirituality, your spiritual beings, your spiritual ancestors, those are your weapons. You don't have to raise not one knife. You don't have to raise your voice. Just know the law and then apply it. All this stuff about fighting them, you don't have to do that. It's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. And when we get this down, the universal laws, the highest of laws, then I'm telling you, you're not going to have to put this energy out towards them that we thinking we're having to put out. You're not going to have to buy guns and bullets and all of that. And we're going to learn how to use the same thing that's used to keep us down is the same thing we're going to use to uplift ourselves. Again, we're talking about, for example, the universal law and the law of duality. Well, here's the federal government. We've been trained to to fear the federal government, fear the what else? The IRS, which is the Internal Revenue Service. Fear this and fear that. Those are the entities. Fear the sheriff. Those are the entities that are there to protect us. We don't know how to use them. So those same entities that are there to protect us is what's been used to keep us down. We're going to learn to flip the script and make them work for us, because by law, it is a federal law that they're supposed. I'm gonna talk about this real quick, brother. My brother Melvin is not on here. I wish he was, but Melvin hit me to something through another sister that yes, sovereign, or excuse me, federal. Federal means a covenant. Federal means covenant. Beautiful, brother. I appreciate him for giving me that, because yeah, the government has a covenant to us to protect us. And so we're going to start using it. We're going to get knowledge of self and knowledge of this game, so that we don't have to fight. I'm not going to raise one against you. I'm going to let them do it. And then I'm going to get what's mine, because by law, that's what they're supposed to do. They have a covenant. When all of these agents are taking these oaths, they are taking an oath to the covenant, an oath to protect us. Well, use them. It's free. All right. Who else? Let me get out of here. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and I hope you got some information from it. If you are upset with me, hit me in the inbox. Put your comments down there below. We're a building here, and again, I love my people. I love all of y'all. Albion, red, green, purple. We're good. All right. I just want us to get the true history of what went down, because we're going to stop muddying this up. Moors and all this, where they talking about, oh, we was all Moors. No, they had one. No one. No one. We were different. Oh, you were the separatists. No, I'm the honestist. All right. I'm talking about the real facts. And until we're ready to talk about the facts and what happened with the Moors, what happened with the original Americans, what happened with the Albions, what happened with the British, and the fact that the original British were melanated. Until we're ready to go into that, we're not going to have any kind of unity, because we're trying to base everything we're doing on lies. This is why nobody has a nation outside of the United States corporation that can actually offer and issue true passports to their people. We're ignorant, but we're going to come out of it. We're coming out of our ignorance, because we're going to learn. Learn who we are, learn what the federal government is here for, learn what the covenants are, learn these universal laws, and learn how to apply them. Diva Lyri, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out. Peace. Peace. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh.
Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate your presence here today. We were just keeping our word true to the 7 a.m. Clubhouse and Facebook Live that we do every Tuesday. We're also live every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Today we focused on two things. One, business trust. We did a pre-session playback from the fall 2020 season. And again, the status misconception, which is what we were just listening to. That's 2 hours of great information. I paper out and took some good notes. Thank you for your comments and your remarks. We had Diva with us for the first hour. She's not available now. Otherwise, I'd open the floor for questions. But you're still welcome to post any question on our UNA Facebook page, and we'll get back to you. UNA America on Facebook. Elsewise, we'll get back to you with those or inbox anything that you may need to know. Sean Johnson, thank you. You inquired about the how does one claim sovereignty. I just recommend that you take the Back to Basics seminar, which is an 8-week seminar that walks you through every step in claiming your sovereignty or establishing your status, correcting your status. It's an 8-week course. It's very much worth it, and you won't be disappointed at all. So divalyri.com. You can make a donation to divalyri.com. just for your appreciation for the information that she shares with us weekly and often. And or you can go in and check out. We have 2 sessions that are currently running. One is the UNA Youth Law Academy, which is for children ages 6 to 16, to get them started now ahead of the time so that when they reach maturity, they're already aware, awakened, and informed. So they can be a help to you with your trust. They can know how to do their own and become their own sovereign entity while still young. Just knowing who they are, how it works. Yeah, so that one, and you can get that course by going to unauniversity.com/youth. That will take you to the youth session. unauniversity.com/youth. Additionally, we are running our, those meetings are Sundays, correction, before I go into the next. Children's course is on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's a 2-hour session. Okay, we do it by Zoom. So once you go on to the unauniversity.com/youth and submit your application. If your child is accepted, you will be, or your children, you will be routed to a Zoom link that you'll use for the Sunday 3 p.m. We do have a promotion going currently too. We've got a couple sponsors that have kicked in, and what they're offering is if one family brings three or more other households to the UNA Youth Law Academy, then each household will get that course or session, and it is a 10-week session. We'll get that session for just $100 per household. How awesome is that? For those who do know and have looked into it, you know that's a pretty good deal. And it is. We thank our sponsors as well, and we'll do something to cite them here soon. Also, we have the business trust basics for business, trust law basics for business, that goes on Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a 2-hour session. It's a 10-week session for establishing your business under trust, the whys, the hows, and additional information that will help empower you in your business. So business owners are most welcome to join us Wednesday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. To enroll in that course, you'd go to unauniversity.com/learn. Again, that is unauniversity.com/learn. And there you can go ahead and enroll for your business to establish the trust law basics for business course. And again, it is a 10-week course run in 5-week segments. And we, again, thank you for joining us today. Much love to everyone. Let's go out and make it a positive day. And if you have any questions, inbox us, or again, put them up there on the comment screen, and we'll get back to you with respect to your questions. Again, thank you for your input and your presence of mind this morning. Have a most magnificent day. We're out of here. Bye-bye.